Number 10, Jim.
This is just a follow-up on our last meeting, and since then we've had a small press conference regarding Mental Hygiene Law, Section 4134. For those that didn't have an opportunity to attend that meeting, just a recap, there was a public hearing regarding a property off Snowshoe in which 3 developmentally delayed individuals will reside with the sponsorship of Community Options. You know, at that time, we took a position, I took a position, and I think many have agreed since then, that the underlying law that is on the New York State books should be repealed by the state legislature, and that, well, we got to see firsthand as to some of the reactions of people and kind of the reception these developmentally delayed individuals will receive at their new home. So. And I've said it before, I said the reactions of the individuals was pretty disturbing, and it's an issue that I don't think this town or any town in the state of New York should have to go through. You know, we as individuals didn't have to seek town board approval to move into where we want to reside, and I believe just because these people have disabilities, they shouldn't have to have a public hearing and go through that type of similar ordeal which we experienced at the last meeting. So I think the law in itself is unconstitutional, really, as written, because there's been some subsequent federal regulations regarding fair housing and things of that nature. And I'm prepared to make a formal resolution that the town call on the state officials to repeal that. However, before doing so, I don't know if any board members had any additional comments.
Well, I would like to, I actually think that the scenario that happened last meeting it didn't need to happen. It really didn't need to happen, and it was disturbing. I think this law is put into place so that people in the surrounding area know. But I don't think there needs to be a whole public hearing and debate over whether people think these individuals have a right or don't have a right to live wherever they choose to buy a home or their advocates buy a home for them. But I would wonder if you could incorporate in your change just a fact of notification, like a postcard notification in the area, eliminating the debate and the public hearing. I kind of think it's a good idea to at least let people know, and it's a good thing that the town is doing in providing, or that their advocates are doing in helping to provide, general places to live, non-designated places to live for people who have disabilities. They have care, they have advocates, but I really think if we could just add in there that people get a postcard.
My only comments on that is that's part of the problem that we're having now, is that obviously these individuals that are moving in there are under high amount of scrutiny. Obviously everybody probably within the town, if not Central New York, knows that where they are going to be residing, and quite frankly, I believe that when I moved into my house, my neighbors didn't get a postcard, or if someone convicted of a felon moves into a house, they don't get notification. You know what I mean?
I bet they did from the real estate people, because the real estate people do that.
Well,
but I understand. I'm just being a little facetious. I'm sorry.
No, I see a point. The only thing I struggle with is that then they move in there, they function within the community, and it's just going to draw further attention where they should be able to just blend in as normal residents do. Those are just my thoughts. And I was just going to call on the state legislature just to repeal the law as a whole. If the state legislature wants to implement something else, they can, have that discretion of doing that.
Well, I certainly support something that does not put people through that issue that happened here 2 weeks ago.
The only comment I'd like to make is people in that position have as much right to live as normal a life as any one of us in this room tonight. You know, as Jim mentioned, it was very disturbing. It's very unfortunate that that night even happened. I've had the opportunity to talk to Senator Dave Valesky, and Mr. Valesky said that you know, if the town board passed a resolution, he would be very happy to see if he could do something or nothing or whatever. He wanted to support this as much as he possibly could. So if we do pass a resolution, Senator Valesky says he'd be more than happy to look at it for us. And I personally believe that we should go forward and pass a resolution to help these people.
My feelings are that this could happen to anybody. Anybody in your family could fall, they could get in an automobile accident and be put in this position. Now, would you like to have all your neighbors come back and say, well, your son got hurt, he's Cosmos, he can't live in the house? I think this is something that could happen to all of us. And I think we should keep that in the back of our minds when we say we don't want handicapped people living next to us.
Like to make a resolution, Jim?
I would just make a formal resolution to request the New York State Legislature to repeal New York State Mental Hygiene Law, Section 4134.
I'll second that.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Mr. Dzezinski?
Yes.
If we could forward that to the appropriate state representatives, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.